Hi everyone, Nicole Boone here with another episode of Conversations with Nicole. Today my guest is my fiance. There he is in the screen.
Hello everybody.
His name is Huckabee. He is from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and that is where I will be living after I complete my full-time work here at News 13 and become the special events host, which will start in December. So a lot of you folks had questions about my plans and my future plans, and so I thought, what a better way to help you understand what was going on with my life than to bring in my fiance, Huckabee. So here he is.
Hey,
welcome, honey.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was going to say, I know who looks better on the TV versus on the radio. I think you look better than you on the radio. You look better than I do on television.
Good answer. Glad you see it that way. Good answer. So I thought it would just be fun. So many people had questions about us. It's a life-changing event for us both. And with me being on television for 30 years, people really come to see me as family. A lot of them do. And so one of their family members is moving on, and I wanted you to share a little bit about yourself so they would understand why I'm ready to make this really significant move in my life. So that being said, tell folks about yourself and what you do in Rock Hill.
I'll be very brief. I graduated from Winthrop, and that's actually where Nikki and I met originally. Back when she was a senior in college. I was a senior, but I was a 5-year senior. She was a 4-year senior. We actually dated briefly during college. So after graduation, I went straight into the insurance industry, and over the last 31 years, have been building a full-service insurance agency here in Rock Hill. We also have a location in Greenville, South Carolina, or technically Simpsonville. So I have 2 children. My daughter's 28, Olivia. She lives in Charlotte. My son is Ansel. He's 25. He lives in New York. They're both in the insurance industry as well. And I have a grandson who's 4. And then I now have 2 other children. I have Mac that just graduated from Clemson. Mac is 21, and Livy turns 19 next week, as a matter of fact. So those are Nikki's children that are becoming our children.
Yeah, so now we have 4 children as we come together, and I am technically a grandmother, which is an interesting experience. And for the record, I'm not called grandma, but Nick, so that's been fun. So for everyone listening today, it's been a really unique and fun experience for us to bring our 2 families together. And we should have known that something would happen because we both have Olivias. Good news is that he calls his Olivia or Lou, and I call my Olivia Livy. So that's how we try to keep them separate. So now I just, tell a little bit more. You do more than just insurance. You're involved in the community. Some folks would say you are sort of like the mayor of Rock Hill. Many people have described that. And you also have several other businesses. You're an entrepreneur. So do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
I'll share a little, and you may have to redirect me if I get carried away.
I'm good at that.
Yes, I've owned an insurance agency for 31 years, Carolina's Insurance and Investment Group, and I also own a piece of a restaurant here in Rock Hill. I'm an investor in a Pump House restaurant, which is actually a 5-story building that is seated in the Catawba River here in Riverwalk. I also own a service and repair shop on Cherry Road, which is called the Service Center and Muffler Masters of Rock Hill. So I'm a 50-50 owner of that business with a good friend of mine, David Daniels. And then I own a piece of a ginseng farm in Boone, North Carolina. And then I own some other businesses as well. But so I'm fairly diversified. I just enjoy dabbling in things. I love cars. I have a number of old cars. I don't know, my grandfather was a carpenter. And I think seeing him take things and improve it I've kind of attached to that. So cars are kind of my thing. I like buying old cars, and I go to my good friend Ed Dowdle and I say, Ed, let's fix it up. So we have a number of old cars that we are restoring and look forward to enjoying.
Yeah, I think you have more cars out there hiding in spaces that I don't know about yet. So I guess as the years develop, I'll find out where they are.
Well, that's true. Well, you know, I think as you go through life, you begin to figure out what's important. And for me, spending time with family and friends is important. And I have been so blessed over 31 years to meet a lot of great people. My friend group is, it's pretty big, and I have to say I'm blessed. And that kind of goes back to meeting you in college, meeting Nikki in college. It was brief, but it made an impact. And I think probably both of us, if we were honest over the years, probably never forgot that time. So when we both ended up divorced 10, 12 years later, we reconnect. And I'll say that, you know, every piece of this process from thinking about buying her a ring after I told her that I would never remarry again. So for those of you listening,
Wait a minute. You can't finish that rest of the story without me saying I was never getting married again either. So.
And it's not because of our exes. It's just, as those of you that are divorced know that it's not an easy process, especially when you have children involved. And it's very emotional, it's expensive, and everything else goes along with it. And so the thought of, first of all, thinking you're going to find somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you think it's not going to happen. And so I didn't think it was going to happen. And then when Nikki and I reconnected, it slowly began to evolve into, you know, something that made me feel a lot different. So when I bought her the ring, it felt good buying her the ring. So I held on to it for about 6-7 months. And then I began to tell the people closest to me that that day was going to come when I was going to give it to her. And so when I gave it to her, it felt right. And it's felt right ever since then. So she'll be moving here November the 20th or the 21st. And sometime between now and then, she will get married. And she has no idea where or when it's going to take place. But she'll have another ring on her finger here between now and November.
So, yeah. So let me just clip that part a little bit, because that has been one of the many questions that people have asked me. When's your wedding? We want to see the pictures. Have you set a date? So I should let everyone know that you're that kind of guy that likes surprises. And with us being second time getting married, we are not big on pomp and circumstance, and we had originally just decided we would just elope. But again, because you like surprises, you have something planned at some point between now and November 20th before I move to Rock Hill, and we will be married. So to those of you listening, I would say that I have asked him, please make sure I have a manicure and a pedicure before that happens, and that I look halfway decent. So now I have you on record here that you have to do that. Anyway, I just want to pick people to know, because they're looking for me to be in some big dress or whatever. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that I did ask for those things: a mani-pedi, to look halfway decent, and if possible, maybe have something cute on. We'll see if that happens.
So that kind of tells us, it kind of rules out the possibility of it happening when we're out on a hiking trail.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, true. Okay, so no hiking trail. So anyway, that's all I can tell the viewers right now, our listeners, our followers. They wanted to know that. Let's see. They also wanted.
There's a bit of continuation of that. I'll share this. So we also talked about getting married. We wanted it to be about us, and we wanted it to be a spiritual wedding, of course, but we're not going to have any really attendees there, but a witness. But we have talked about the possibility, 6 months later possibly, that we would have a celebration of our marriage, and also a celebration of relationships. There's, like I said earlier, there's so many people that have come through mine and Nikki's life that we felt like not just our relationship and how, you know, we prayed for certain things and certain things happen in our lives. So there are a lot of people that are in wonderful relationships, and some of them happen to be great friends of ours. And so anyway, it's going to be a celebration of their relationship too.
Yeah, we just
So
want to.
anyway,
Yeah, we want to celebrate our blessings, and we also want to acknowledge other people and the blessings they have, and just bring everybody together and just be thankful for our friendships, for our family, and basically just have a big hoo-ha gathering. So again, we don't know when that will be, but that's our thought process down the road. So
low-key barbecue, band, flip-flops, outside, real casual. That's what we're looking forward to. The simple things in life.
those who don't know me outside of television should know that I love to dance. So that is a priority, to have good music. I like all kinds of music, and I like to dance. So I know that will definitely happen at the celebration, right?
And a little bit of singing, right?
Yes, we do like to sing. We always like to
Yeah.
sing. We love karaoke. And that's the thing about us. We like a lot of silly things, but it's what keeps our relationship vibrant and fun. And that's what we look forward to the next 40 years, however long the Lord lets us be together. We have another lifetime, which is very cool, which is why I'm retiring at such an early age, so that we can go and do and enjoy each other while we both are still able to do so. And I do plan to help Watts in his business, maybe with some social media things, but we also have plans to work in the community together and to do good for others as a team. So we look forward to that as well. Watts is very involved in the community. So tell the folks some of the things that you're involved in on a local and state level at times.
Well, we, as an agency, we've been blessed, and I'll be honest with you, I think the best years are yet to come. But we've been blessed, and so it's important to take some of the revenue that is generated from our business and reinvest it back in our community. So, community being York County, we do some work in Spartanburg, we do some work in Greenville, so all over the state, really. There are about 40 different charities on an annual basis that we support. And I think that comes from my father. My father quietly gave back, and some of it was tied to children's charities, and same for me. I could go through and begin to list, but if you went on our website, CIIG, you'd see the charities that we support. So I've just always believed in giving back. I'm not in business for the revenue that we earn. I'm in business because I enjoy what I do and I have a passion for it. And I want to do something differently than my competition. And as a result of that, we win business and it generates revenue, and then we get to support organizations out there that are truly doing great work in the different areas that they're in, whether it's a church or it's just a specific not-for-profit serving different demographics.
And as far as ways you've served outside of giving to charities, you've served at Winthrop, now University College when we went there. So you do a lot of volunteering for the university now, and in York County with your Ag Commission right now. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was appointed to the Winthrop University Board of Trustees when I was 31, I believe, by Governor Beasley. And after Governor Beasley left office, Governor Hodges came into office. So a Republican appointed me and a Democrat reappointed me. So I think that's something to be said, that both of them felt strong enough about me to appoint me. So I was on the Board of Trustees for 8 years, learned a lot about higher education, learned a lot about leadership, learned a lot about how to be tactful, how not to rubber stamp policies. During that time period, I was also on the Children's Attention Home Board here in Rock Hill, helped them secure some land from a donor in our area who is extremely philanthropic. I won't go through that story, but it was one of those early instances in life where I got to see the true generosity of people out there that have done well and give
Right.
back. And this gentleman did that. So anyway, served on the Children's Attention Home Board, served on other boards, served on the foundation board at Winthrop now, the Winthrop Eagle Board. You mentioned the agritourism. So the county has explored building an agritourism facility here for years. And so I was asked to co-chair this particular group. And I think, depending on what happens with this whole COVID situation, I think we're going to ultimately propose to the county a facility that makes sense. And it could be something partners with other school districts as well. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I just wanted folks to understand more about how you are involved in your community and in ways that actually impact our entire state. So,
hey, Nikki, I'll mention this. I think this is another thing that brings the two of us together, that we're both two people that enjoy giving back.
yeah.
And so it's going to be nice when she's here to allow her to partner with me with a lot of what we do and some things that I've thought about doing. I just haven't spent the time to develop the idea and initiate it. So I'm pretty excited about what lies ahead for us.
Me too. And of course, I'll continue to let folks know when we are doing fun things that help others and projects and giving back, because I think they'll be interested in knowing that as well. So I think that's it. Oh, I know. Go ahead.
Hey, if you're ever not feeling well, say I can come in and do conversations with Nikki.
No, they will not allow you to take my place. I'll do this, you do insurance. But, oh, I know something I did want to, folks always want to know, you're not kin to Mike Huckabee. So go ahead and set the record straight there.
Mike is kin to me, actually. Yeah, I guess, Huckabee, Huckabee, we're related somewhere down the road. I did meet him actually in Myrtle Beach. I met him in Myrtle Beach during the presidential election back in 2004, I guess it was. And I tell her right quick, I walked up and I just said, "Hey, Mike, I'm Watts Huckabee from here in South Carolina." He said, "Okay, nice to meet you," and walked away. And I was like,
right
no question. Yeah, just right over his head. I guess he was in presidential campaign mode.
He had no time for you.
I told him people think I'm the mayor of Rock Hill. That didn't matter either.
Good try, honey. Good try.
That's right.
I guess we should tell folks that we are big Clemson fans. We go to all the games, and so that's something that we do with our families as well, and that all of our children are, and one will be eventually, Clemson grads. So that's been fun for us to enjoy together.
No doubt.
And one other nugget is that for folks, that one thing that makes this so beautiful is that I am from Spartanburg, a little town called Roebuck, actually. I was at Dorman High School Fighting Cavalier, and that's about an hour and a half from Rock Hill. So I will get to see my parents more, my family, on both sides of my family, on my dad's side and on my mother's side. Now, my dad is deceased and I have a stepdad, but I've had my stepdad longer now than I had my father. So all of my family is there, and I look forward to being closer. And this is just a beautiful thing that Watts is in Rock Hill, and all of my best friends from home. So it really is, I don't want to say too good to be true, because we steer clear of that in news. If it's too good to be true, stay away from it. But this really is the perfect scenario for me. So I can go out on top and then come back occasionally and see everyone, but I get to have a life with the man I love, and I'm so happy. And you're happy about me being there. Right?
That's right.
So unless there's anything else you want to add, I think we've let folks get to know you a little bit better and see why this is working for us and why the timing is right. And I will say this, when he had that ring for 6 months, everyone knew but me. Everyone. I'm talking, my mother knew, and my mother and I, we talk every day. I have no idea how she kept the secret, but she did. My children knew, and they did not tell me. So I think right there that was impressive that all these people knew. And I had no idea because, like we had said before, I'm not getting married again. I'm not doing that. But the Lord had different plans for both of us. And I would say this, that we do give the Lord all the praise and glory for bringing us back together and working on our hearts and our minds to help us to be ready for the time that we were brought back together, because that's why it's working, is that we had gone through a lot both personally, and we had finally come to a place. God wore us out enough to finally get us to the right place so that we would be good when he decided it was time for us to go to dinner again. And I'll tell you this little story. When he asked me to go to dinner, all of my peeps here at work said, "Oh, you going on a date?" And I said, "It's not a date. It's not a date. I'm just going to see what he's all about. Just going to have a good meal. No date." It was a date. So March 23rd, 2017, we've been dating ever since.
Dinner with adult conversation turned into the future.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, honey, I think that's about it. I think that we've shared our story. We think it's pretty cool. We are so excited about bringing our families together and making more memories as the decades go by, and watching our families grow together. And we're both very happy.
Very well said. I appreciate you having me on tonight. It was nice to be on the camera with everybody that's listening. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting Nikki.
Thanks so much. I know that they are glad to hear that I will be in good hands, because if not, some of them may seek you out and want to have some conversations with you. All right. That's going to do it for this episode of Conversations with Nicole. Thanks for joining me, babe.